We are live. Bearded Bros Golf Show. Back at it again. I'm Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
Hope y'all are doing all well. Having a good week or good end of your week. This is so random. I'm gonna be random today. I haven't had my coffee. Do you start your week on Sunday or do you start your week on Monday?
Me personally, Rod,
Yes, you personally.
Monday.
Okay, that's fair. I mean,
Monday
most
is the
people do.
beginning of the week.
That is a fair take on it. I think so. Like Saturday and Sunday are like a reset days, and then Monday
Yes.
is like the official start. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna try something novel. I'm gonna actually go in the order of our list on the notes. I don't know. It just made sense today as I was going
Okay.
down it and put together the description. Good, man. They or no, sorry. I'll talk good because I think it's on the video description as first. Had a big week last week. Early on in the week, we get two separate announcements, but technically they're semi-related.
Yeah.
They are announced as the title sponsor of a PGA Tour event that is going to be held in Austin, Texas. Not surprising as their base is in Texas. And they are also going to relaunch the Big Break on Golf Channel. Years gone by without this show. I It'll be interesting to see how they go about doing this. I mean, we loved the previous presentation of it. A lot has changed since that point, since the last time we saw
Yeah.
Big Break on TV. But love them or hate them, you can't deny their impact on the game. I think they launched back in 2020, and so for them to have had this precipitous rise, I've talked about on the channel a lot of the back behind the scenes stuff. They've had stars, they've lost stars, they've had people go on to do their own thing, but nevertheless they progress. So, what do you think about the big moves from last week from Good Good?
Yeah, it's a good, it's a statement. It is definitely like an attention grabber. I think it is something that the younger crowd is going to enjoy. I think it's definitely something dope. I really do think it's cool for like a brand like this to get their own kind of event. And I think it's the right placement. Like we talked about, it's a fall event. It's nothing too crazy, but yet it still holds some status on tour. And yeah, I think it's the right place. I think did they happen to mention what course they were doing it on, Rod?
Yeah, it's a Fazio course down there. I was like somehow in my deep in my heart of my soul, hoping that they would go to the Austin Country Club and kind of revamp the match
That's
play.
what I'm
But no,
saying.
they
How were they gonna figure out a way to do that? But that's cool. Um, yeah, I think it's a really good deal. And I think any kind of rendition of Big Break coming back onto the TV, that way we don't have to deal with my favorite talk radio on TV as little as possible. Hopefully we get some Big Break reruns coming back. Hopefully they do a few marathons, some of the favorite seasons, some of the favorite
right,
players, as
right.
far as some replays, just as some filler. Um, but I think overall,
And
like I said, I think it's a good deal.
yeah, like I said, things have changed. Stephanie Sparks, we lost earlier this year, who was a pivotal host of the show. No longer with us. Tom Abbott looks very, like years have passed since we last saw Big Break. So
Right.
it's still exciting. It's still exciting nevertheless, and just kind of being able to relive that nostalgia. So it's at the Omni course. It's a Fazio design. It'll be interesting, right? So
Yeah.
very hilly, very a lot of drop offs on that course. I believe there is quite a bit of like a creek that runs through it, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be cool, right? I think in terms of attendance, I don't know. Like Good has such a cult following with the kids, bro. Like I'll see random kids, teenagers that play golf, and the Good hats are popular. You said you see, we joke there's quite a few random adults that are still that are fans of Good Good. Um,
Right.
it's not for me. It's not for everybody. But I think again, you respect it no matter what because having 10, $15 million sitting around to be able to become a title sponsor is not for nothing. They become a
Right.
big conglomerate with products, and of course, the YouTube does its own thing. I saw a clip from Roger Steele. He was talking about it a little bit, and he was saying if they can prove the ability to get YouTube audience over to TV, TV over to YouTube to kind of have some crossover effect, I think that makes them pretty much unstoppable going forward, right?
Yeah.
But I also know that things come and go, right? Popularity is fleeting. At the end of the day, when you become popular, you have to really figure out like the countdown because it's not going to last forever, right? You're going to get
Yeah.
older. The target audience that you get is going to get older. So do you keep doing the same thing and then kind of try to live through different generations, or do you grow up? Which
Yeah.
the good guys are getting older, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
becoming older. I remember when Grant Horvat left, there was a lot of discussion about people living separate from the house, doing grown people things. So it's just very different as you age, but your target demographic is teenagers. So
Yeah.
we'll see
How are you
though.
going to be able to reinvent yourself? How are you going to be able to revitalize your crowd? How are you going to be able to re-incentivize people to continue to watch the product? Whether that be y'all splitting off and still, working behind the scenes as a conglomerate, as you said, but doing your own individual thing. I mean, you can see it now from just me being on kind of like on TikTok and that golf crowd and stuff like that and the algorithm. Garrett Clark has kind of tried to split off a little bit. He still does, his good thing, but he's been doing some things with some of the girl golfer game girls. Like
Mm,
I don't know if this is a play on like some momentum they have from just playing as like a duo, but like he's been getting some play with Marissa Winsler. So if y'all are
mm,
into YouTube golf, you know who that is. She's a brunette,
no.
a longer, lankier chick. She has a lot of content with Alexis Mostowski, who's like
Okay.
no golf. You know who that is. She's a
I know
no.
Lescos, yeah.
Yeah. So they are, a duo, and then Garrett Clark has been playing with Marissa a lot lately. And I don't know if that's because they're together or like playing off of
It's
that, or
just
you know what
live
I'm
in the
saying.
same
So
area. You never know.
right, yeah, right in the same circle. So he's been splitting off and doing his own thing, and then you know how it goes with Good. They have their own individual pages, and then they have their good content and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's
And he was
funny.
always go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's funny because I'll just end it with this. One of my coworkers who's like still in high school, but in the cart barn, we need any kind of crowd. So I asked him what he likes about YouTube golf, if he even watches it, what his deal is, and he says, much like us, he watches the individual channels. He doesn't like
Hmm.
good all together, that group, but he likes Bubs by himself. He likes Garrett Clark by himself. He watches Grant Horvat. He said he watches DeChambeau. So it's cool to figure out what the kids is watching and what they're kind of
Yeah.
doing. And he asked me what I did, and I kind of tried to tell him and educate him on the old head stuff like Mark Crossfield, who's an OG in the game, been doing it since 2013, 2014
Still
type stuff.
posting daily videos during the
Right.
weekdays.
Yeah. Shout out to Mark Crossfield, by the way, trying to make his way into the senior European tour or European events and stuff like that. Said he's going to
Oh
go out
wow.
for a few quals coming up. So, yeah, good on him to keep it going. And I mean, who knew Mark Crossfield was that old, truly?
I mean, I kind of figured it. I mean, we've been playing golf for what, 2012, so 13 years. He had already been in the YouTube space for a certain amount of time at that point,
Yeah,
right? So, yeah, I mean, it's not crazy. It's not crazy, but Mark Parfield, he,
truly.
he's a solid dude. So, that's cool. It's cool seeing the generational churn and seeing how golf has evolved since we got into it, right? We caught the tail end of the popularity of Tiger. I was always watching before then, but we caught the tail end of that, and now to have kind of the integration of YouTube, and now YouTube is a large part of golf, and we've talked about this before, is that golf is not just the professional game, it's your individual game, it's
Yeah,
your viewership of the different leagues. So it's not like you people that watch football on Sundays, right? They are not going out and playing football, not even two-hand touch, flag. Most people just watch on their couch and then they're done. They're not
yeah,
necessarily participating in the sport that they watch. I think baseball's like that. I mean, I know a bunch of guys that actually still play softball. So that's the closest thing. You're still hooping and you watch hoops, but golf is truly where you like try to go master your own elements and your own game, and you can literally play golf and completely dissociate from the professional game and it not even matter at all. So
yeah,
it's a very interesting, as we always say, it's a niche sport, but it's weird. It's growing. We had a very tumultuous handful of years here, but Live just doesn't seem to be shaking it up like they used to, and so we kind of are finding what the new normal is going to be.
yeah. Agreed.
Um, the next one, let's talk about these Amazon golf balls. I'm not going to put too much stock in them. I haven't seen anybody test them out yet. I did see a guy from Golf TV. It's associated, does like an equipment channel, get the balls in hand. He did a wedge test where he was just kind of doing the bounce test. He's like, they feel very hollow. He sliced one open. It's the thinnest cover ever. He's like, I cannot imagine this thing being very durable out on course, given
Yeah.
how the cross section, how thin it is. It's an Amazon golf ball. What do you expect? The Amazon Basics brand is hit or miss, right? I have a couple things from Amazon Basics that I love, like my charger, my travel charger, randomly got from Amazon Basics, has been ride or die for the last 3 years. Hadn't caught anything on fire. There's other things that just are super cheapo, and you get enticed by the price, and it ends up being a crap product. But essentially, you can get 24 balls for 24.99. I think you can get a dozen for like 14.99. But there's so many good ball companies out there at a similar price point that it feels like a complete waste. And yeah, it's Amazon, so it's gonna make moves and make waves or whatnot. But what are your thoughts on Amazon dropping a ball?
I mean, everybody's trying to get into the market. I mean, you just you dabble here and there. It's not like Amazon makes so much freaking money now. They're so greedy that for them to drop this golf ball, it pretty much tracks. I mean, it's the same thing as I mean, PXG dropped a golf ball. PXG could just
Right.
completely stay on the equipment side of things, but of course they had to dip their toe in it. So to me, I just kind of map it out as the same as that. Like, why not? You know, it, people are gonna be on Amazon and they're gonna be looking for something cheap and some throwaways. So yeah, teach your
Just
own.
do it.
I mean, yeah,
I guess if you're throwing them in the woods, it doesn't matter.
right,
Um, it's kind of like the Kirkland signature, the members mark from
true,
Sam's Club, right? So
yeah.
it why
I mean, people
spend
are
three
still
four
coming
dollars a
into the
ball,
shop asking for refurbished golf balls and used golf balls.
which is horrible.
At a golf club, we're trying to run the business of making money. We're not gonna. That's a
How
goat
long
ranch.
has
That's
how long has your ball been at the bottom of that pond? Is
right.
the question on the refurbs.
Come on, man. Let's be
I
for
know.
real.
Let's keep it a buck. So pass on those. Anybody
Yeah.
watching enticed by, unless you're just like planning on making some content about it or something, don't buy those. It's the wackest decision you can make for the performance of your game. It was one core in the cover, so you can do a lot
Ooh.
better than that. So another little news story that we wanted to review. Officially this week, the Sentry is canceled. The No Tournament of Champions, which was going to carry the top 50 players in the PGA Tour rankings, and it was considered an elevated event, to help boost attendance and get the stars out.
Mm-hmm.
Kapalua is fried, and I guess they could not organize another site with this limited amount of time that was going to be sufficient. So, um, while I think pictures of Kapalua started coming out about a month, 2 months ago, of course, they had to be scouting in the background, kind of getting a status on the update getting an update on the course. Could y'all get it back? It's gone. It's fried. It looks like a hay field at this point.
Yeah,
Um, you know,
it's done.
will they be able to rehab the course? Of course, yeah. But this year we're going to be losing a tournament. What do you think
Yeah.
about the final call? Any additional thoughts on that?
I think it's sad. I think mainly because it's an elevated event. I think that's just a lot of money lost on the tour. It's a lot of early year views to kind of get you
Mm-hmm.
that momentum going into the season. I mean, they're still gonna start the season in Hawaii, so it's gonna be fine. But
Right.
I mean, all in all, like that's just an easy money getter, and I mean, you're not gonna. I don't. I don't know. I feel like that's an easy way to kind of get into the season. I mean, the
Yeah.
fairways are like 60 yards wide. I mean,
Right.
the you're always able to score. I mean, Hideki won it. He shot like 33 or 34 under last year. You get a chance
Crazy.
to get the game going. You get to use every club. You get to use your long irons. You get to use your wedges. You get to drive some greens. You get to always putt. You get to check the undulations. I don't know. I feel like it's the full show. The fans like it. I mean, the players clearly like it. I mean, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
sad. I mean, they're gonna have to do a lot.
We've come to know it. We've come to know it and love it.
It's the new year. It's the game. It's the first match. It's the first tournament of the year after New Year. Sometimes even the same week as New Year. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's more a loss for the tour than anything. But personally speaking, as we always mention, it being a niche sport, just something that we're gonna miss because it's out of the norm that we aren't getting it. Um,
Yeah.
I felt like I was saying it to you probably off camera. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I said it to you off camera. There's definitely some nice courses in Hawaii that they could have
Right.
pivoted to had they, I guess got into the negotiations a little bit quicker. Really, I don't know about the extensions and, all of the
Right.
stands and stuff, but they could have got some camera crews out
That's
there.
that's what I was thinking. I mean, the infrastructure for a tournament setup is actually very elaborate, right? When
True.
you look at it, here's how I like our experience at TPC Craig Ranch, right? So it's a PGA Tour stop. Played it a couple of years ago for my birthday, and you realize like how much infrastructure is packed into a small area, relatively small, right? Golf courses are not typically small, but small areas around par threes or around the 18th hole or whatever the signature hole is on the course, that there is so much that gets done, so many miles of court that gets laid to be able to broadcast an event. And
Yeah.
and if the PGA Tour is not familiar with the site, so like let's kind of rewind back. So for this good event, right? They are already before they committed to saying, yeah, we're gonna do this good with the title sponsorship. They were out
Right.
at the course, figuring out all the logistical stuff. Can we make it happen? What holes would actually not be able to show on coverage or whatever, just because they're hard to route to. all these
Yeah.
different things. What's a good setup area and staging area on the outside of the course so we can have all of our media folks and PGA Tour folks, accommodated. There is so much that goes into an event that the courses that you see on TV, without all that crap, look completely different just as a result of the stuff that you see for fans.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I mean, they definitely. I mean, you see it. It's months in advance when they start setting up extensions and stands and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
I mean, one of my golfing buddies who just recently moved back to Arizona, TPC Scottsdale, same thing.
Hmm.
Middle of the summer, it's barren. It just a
Yeah,
regular,
16
yeah,
is the bare bones basic par three with a bunker on the left hand side.
right, yeah. No stands, no nothing. It's just, oh, this is, a par three towards the end of the round. Now with the tour coming and stuff like that, oh, it's a big deal. But yeah, bro,
Right.
yeah, I think it's just sad, but hopefully, like next year, they already have something in plan. Who knows what that dispute's going to look like? Who knows what the water situation is going to look like for Kapalua? Maybe they switch islands completely. Maybe they do something different. Who knows?
Yeah. All
I
you can
just think
think
the
about.
dumbest.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I just think the dumbest thing that they could do is go to California, come to
Go
Hawaii, and then
back.
go back to California. Very
Yeah.
logistically stupid. So
Yeah.
they got to find somewhere in Hawaii and keep that 2 week span going.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Um, Good kickoff to the show. Let's go into the ladies playing in Korea this past week. Actually got to catch quite a bit of it because it was on the same time frame as I was awake. I know
Yeah,
you were up watching it because we were texting each other about it quite a bit.
yeah,
Actually, a pretty good show. I mean, I
yeah,
mean, I will say I kind of missed the middle. I was there for day one, kind of of day two and three, and then watched the final round yesterday. But definitely ended up being more exciting than I was expecting. I can't even. I mean, you just know that if Nelly Corda had been involved, the intensity would have been turned up, just having a little bit more star power. But the
yeah,
golf was good at the end of the day, right? I mean, these are
yeah,
ladies
yeah,
that we know. These aren't necessarily the names that everybody's going to go for, but these are people that we know. Of course, on the Australian side, you have Minji Lee, that we are very aware of. Grace Kim, man, she makes the game look super easy. Like I don't know, she's in like very much flowing this past weekend. Just hitting some really quick shots or really good shots. I love how quickly she plays, especially on the greens. Just kind of gets behind the ball after lining it up, doing her setup, and then she goes. So the golf was great. The little double. I'm gonna ask you this, and you tell me. Maybe you can educate me because I couldn't find much info. It looked like there were a bunch of holes with like double greens. I had to look up what like double green is technically a green that is connected
yeah. They were
with
separate
different sections.
greens.
Right. It was super bizarre. And I think the only
Yeah,
thing I could find on that was that they were kind of doing a renovation on the course. But yeah, the greens next to each other but not connected definitely screwed me up early on. And of course, I don't watch it with the volume on, so I didn't. If they talked about it during the broadcast, I wouldn't have known. So I don't know if you caught anything more about that.
not that I heard. They didn't really mention it a lot about that, but yeah, I thought that was also very quirky. But I mean, another good course that the
Yeah,
LPGA played on. A lot of up and down. The fairways were dope. The green complexes were good. I mean, again, LPGA stepping up their game, getting good
yeah,
venues, getting good, and they got great crowds out there. Sad that
yeah,
Korea didn't really produce like we thought they would. Hugh Kim had a chance to make a putt to get them into the semifinals and stuff like that, and who knows what would have happened, but they didn't. Japan got in. And so, Japan, Team World, they played in the constellation, and Australia and US played in the finals. I think what you said is true as it pertains to Nelly. I think Nelly would have I think honestly, I think Nelly would have got the job done. She's just been in a lot more pressure points
Yeah.
than you leave me know. So her being on her own against Hannah Green, I don't think Nelly Corda bats an eye against Hannah Green. Yulimino
Yeah.
has played. I mean, the American quad played phenomenally up until when it
Up
mattered
until.
most. Up
Up
until when it
until.
mattered most,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I feel like Lilia Vu and Lauren Coughlin played really amazing. They just didn't make
Vu
clutch
was not.
points.
Vu could not get off the tee box. Some really wild drives out there, man.
Yeah, on the finals, but I mean, they won three. They won three 4-ball matches, 5-4. They
Yeah.
definitely cooked.
I,
And it
do
didn't
you think
matter
that
who.
could be? Sorry, let me just pause real quick. Do you think that's conditioning from Lily Vu? Like she has definitely worked her way back into shape, like college shape. That she was in, like health wise, she looks a lot better. She was dealing with some injuries last year, but I mean, she hasn't played a ton of golf. What do you think that could have been just her kind of getting tired and playing a lot of golf over 4 days?
No, I don't. No, I don't agree with
Okay.
that, right? I don't know why you keep rehashing this. It's not
I'm
a
saying she
point.
looks great. She looks great. Come on, I
She looks
complimented her.
fine. She's been looking fine. She looked fine before. I told you that the last time, and I told you who really needs to work out the last time. Angel Yin needs to get in the gym, but Angel Yin has all her game has always traveled, so she doesn't need to. Lilia Vu, however, needs the reps. So hence why, her game goes and doesn't go. Because when she's hurt,
Yeah,
hence why she sits and then, she has to get back into a rhythm. But I think Angel Yin was the star for pretty much every session but the final session. I mean, she rolled in every putt. She hit every green close. I mean, Yulimino had really good moments, but it didn't really even matter because Angel Yin
mm-hmm.
was averaging like 6 or 7 birdies per per session. I mean, she was everything you could have wanted in a star player or your number one for that event, and she did it. But yeah, I think again, the Americans, when it comes to team events, don't always have that same synergy that other countries do. And we saw
Yeah,
it with Australia. Australia came through and they were a great team. Grace Kim and Hannah Green played amazing together.
yeah,
Um, and then Minji Lee on her own ball, on her own merit, was neck and neck with Angel Yin on the final day. And then you let me know pretty much just didn't really have it versus who she played.
it wasn't Curacao. It was it Curacao?
No, 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 no. That was Hannah Green.
Yeah,
Steph
yeah,
played
Hannah Green.
with Grace Kim. That's on me. So yeah, Hannah Green. That makes more sense why I was saying that. Uh, let's ring it back in, Marcus.
No, you're all good. Because the other day I watched back a clip from a show like 2 weeks ago, and instead of saying like referring to Live, I kept saying DP World Tour. So
Yeah.
I feel you, bro.
Um. Yeah. So Hannah Green. Yeah. You let me know fell to the pressure of playing Hannah Green, and that's what I was saying. I don't think Nelly Corda does versus
No,
versus Hannah Green. Not saying Hannah Green isn't intimidating per se, but we're talking about major champion
I'm
Nelly Corda and
right. I
Yolimino
mean,
first
Hannah
time
Green's
winner.
a yeah, and Hannah Green's got multiple wins on the tour, so
Right.
she's a veteran, still
Yeah.
young, but a veteran has been out there multiple years, and so comes with a different pedigree. Even Lauren Coughlin, man, she's she's older, but she is really just now getting started in her international play and really caught a
Right.
stride in her game. So, I mean,
Facts.
overall, there wasn't a ton of experience out there for the United States ladies. I mean, Angel Yin's really the only, I mean, hell, her and Coughlin, while not being close in age per se, have about the same amount of experience, and otherwise they were, uncovered. So,
True.
but either way, like I said, it was good to watch. I was expecting, a little bit of weirdness, but I could have honestly done without them even trying to do the consolation stuff. Just go 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Everybody else, if you don't make it to the last day, wrap that shit up. But you know,
Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny because it was not even shown like the first, maybe I want to say like 2 hours of the coverage. Then
right.
all of a sudden you see, yeah, Charlie Hole has a couple of putts. She's 4 up in her match on the backside in the consolation. And I was like, consolation? When did that happen?
Right, right. It
They
just
played
felt like
the
it felt like a straight throwaway.
literally like a throw in, to be honest. Like, hey, yeah, y'all go ahead. Yeah, y'all play the back first, and then we gonna play y'all on the front, and y'all gonna stay out the way of the main attraction. But y'all go ahead and get y'all some more swings in. Okay, bro. All right, bro.
Um, so I got some news. Like, like sometimes when you just living right, you end up in a flow state, and decisions that you make end up paying off, even if it's not intentional. So our travel plans, we're currently in Bangkok, and
Yeah,
we're gonna go to like Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is north in Thailand. But we missed out on like some Airbnbs and accommodations that we were looking for. So we'd also planned to go to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. So we flipped it and said, okay, let's just go to Malaysia first, spend a couple weeks there, and then
yep,
go up back to Chiang Mai. So looking at the LPGA schedule, we fly out to Kuala Lumpur on Wednesday. The ladies have a tournament, the Maybank Championship, Thursday through Sunday. So your boy is going to go at least one day, maybe two, depending on how hot it's going to be. It's going to be like 90 something degrees and humid.
it's
So we'll
always
see
hot.
how it's always hot. It's going to be a sweat box, but your boy is going to be out there. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
Um, I was looking at the entry list. I'm definitely going to have to make a an appearance to see Gino play in person. You got Angel Yin staying over here, Rio Takeda, all the names. The EY twins are
yeah,
in. Alim Kim, Lydia Ko, Andrea Lee is over here. Hey, run you! I am so damn excited, and it was just luck of the draw, happenstance that the timing worked out. I feel like the universe is blessing your boy, so I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. We'll have to. You will. I mean, we will, but you will have to get some coverage in that we
Oh,
can
no
go
doubt.
over and vlog about and stuff like that. I think that'll be a dope little situation. So yeah, that'll be
For
hella
sure.
cool. Nice.
Yeah, just happened to happen.
Oh yeah, that's this week.
Um,
Y'all fly out Wednesday, you said? Wednesday
Wednesday,
your time?
Wednesday my time, and then they're playing starting the next day on Thursday. I don't think I'll go out there that day, but um, yeah, I was like, damn, that happened to work out perfectly. But I think I said it maybe a few weeks ago because I was like, there's so much Asian tour golf going on. I was like, there's
Yeah,
no way I'm not gonna catch something in our travels. And so
yeah.
sure enough, that one
Good
worked out because
timing.
like Asian tours like got on some weird stuff. They're in like Singapore, here and there. So anyway, random land. What do you think about the Brian bro? I saw him posting content buying some balls mid not mid round but like in between rounds in the clubhouse on the Asian tour. When do they announce his signing to live golf or orchestrate him being able to qualify somehow to compete in live golf?
Uh, I mean, it just seems just about as prepared as they usually are, which is not. So, him buying some balls at the golf course seems about right. Who's really funding him? He's got all the money in the world, though. With his golf course and all his
The
YouTube views
YouTube.
and everything. Woo!
Right. It's just going to be more content at the end of the day. That's all I feel like it's about.
Right. I mean, somebody's gonna let him. I mean, but that's the thing though. You go over to live, they not gonna let you have your own camera crew out there, or they not gonna be inside the
Right,
ropes or whatever. You're gonna have to sign the
right,
contract. All your YouTube rights gonna go over to them. You excited to do that? Do you really want to go down that route? Your good
right.
boys got the exemption over here to the to Austin. I think you really need to get back into the favor of PGA, but you know,
Short sighted, and I think this is crazy. So I don't know. This came up in my brain too when thinking about the good situation and how last year Grant Horvat failed to like he didn't accept that sponsor's invite into that tournament late last season or this year. Sorry, this
yeah,
year. I'm being crazy. Like we're not in next year yet. So late in the fall season for the PGA Tour, just because it was about the same thing, right? And so
yeah,
you can tell like there's the long game and then there's the short game of these situations. And like clearly we I thought Grant fumbled it. I talked about how you don't negotiate in public like that. Nobody should know that it fell apart, or the
yeah,
fact that he used it as content to talk about getting the invite and then asking for guidance. I think he asked Scotty Scheffler, right? Should I take it? And Scotty's
yeah.
like, hell yeah, you should take it. And then
Right.
to end up not doing so, um, and again, seeing what's happening with the Bryan brother, I mean, again, there's checker chess and
Don't
there's
fumble.
checkers,
Yeah, don't fumble made money, bro.
right?
Don't
So, but
don't go
but
out.
shout out,
Yeah, don't just you taking that's not even a calculated leap of faith, bro. That's just
hey
well, if I
hey,
land, I land.
it's like on TikTok when people are like, hey, I'm gonna tell you like four completely different stories, and you make whatever conclusion that you want from that. But I'm gonna go ahead and go back to a different story from a couple weeks ago. Liv is no longer giving out these banger paychecks. So,
Right. You gonna come in on
yeah,
a Tom McKibben deal? You gonna come in on a 5 year, $8 million deal and hope you make that back?
right. Which you could
Good
have just
luck.
stayed on the PGA Tour and made YouTube videos on the side with your brother and probably done that kind of numbers. But hey,
Yeah,
it ain't my business.
right. And that's the thing. Like, there's so much content. What do we talk about every time when LPGA, presents content for us and does these middle of the week, like tournament prep days and stuff like that? That's what you put on your YouTube. You get into these PGA Tour events. Hey, we're this is my day in the life vlog. We're headed to the course. I got my brother on the back. He's caddying for me this week. We're doing breakfast. We're doing the practice round. That's when you get your camera crew on the course. That way we get
Yeah.
to see the course from your view, see some shots. That's when you have your
The
content.
the gala, the pre stuff, the dinners, the
Right.
interactions, locker room stuff. Like hey, I think they have like a gathering area in most of these locker rooms before you're like back in the
Right.
back exposed. But there's so much to be done, and they have the infrastructure to have a crew following them around to do that within the bounds of what the PGA Tour allows. So
Exactly. The cafeteria area, which is still publicly, you can get them some passes to get in there. They can have some credentials to do that, some media credentials. And absolutely do that. So yeah, I don't know why they're overthinking this or why they outsmarted themselves or
yeah,
you know
I don't
what?
know. I never said Wesley Bryan was a genius, but
Right.
talented in a lot of things. But being a genius, I
Yeah.
question that. So
Thinking things
anyway,
through,
keep
never quite mm,
close, so close.
close.
I'm gonna screw up my man's first name, but over in Korea as well, DP World Tour, also getting some run. Korean Junghwan Lee. I'm gonna go with Junghwan. Wins on home soil, his first DP World Tour win. Talked about how it was his dream to play on the DP World Tour growing up, which, is interesting, right? I mean, everybody's got a dream. Every tour has a fan. There's some kid growing up right now that would like to be on Live, whether it's going to
Yeah.
be around at their age when they try to become a professional or not. There's every tour has its fans, so he spoke very lovingly and got emotional after the round about the victory, which winning is always kind of that you've reached the top of the mountain event in the golfer's life, especially that first one. So yeah, I don't know how much of that you got to catch, but I almost caught all of zero of the DP World Tour. I was more invested in the International Crown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I felt like I don't know. I felt like America was being America and they really prioritized the LPGA over the DP
Yep.
World Tour.
Yep.
So we literally didn't get any live coverage over here of that event. It was all
Yeah. During the same
on,
time. Yeah.
yeah, it was all, they're on the same time, time zone. So it was all pre-recorded and they were, and they commented on it, commentated on it as if it were live. So we got the replay. So 10 to 2 was the LPGA live, and then 2 to like 6, or like it was like a replay, and then we watched DP World Tour at its normal time as if it was like in England or the UK or Spain.
Mm,
So it popped on at like 6:30 a.m. our time, from like 6:30 to 11:30. Then they replayed the LPGA again, leading into the Bank of
live coverage.
Utah. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
the Bank of Utah at like 4, because Utah's on its own little time thing, because in between,
Mountain time.
yeah, right, which is half West Coast time, half its own time. So like it's getting ready to be 1 hour behind Central Time, and
Oh,
then
when
one front of
daylight
West Coast
savings
time.
times happens.
Yeah, on Sunday. So they're getting ready to be on
Yeah.
their own little thing, but right now they're 2 hours back of us. So everything that they played was from 2 p.m. their time to like 6 or 7, which was fine. Ended up working out, and the course looked great. That Black Desert stuff, it looked great
Yeah.
again. Um, but yeah, the DP World Tour was a great situation. I'm glad I mean, he shot 7 under and had to kind of wait it out. He was on the range. Nacho Alvaro at one point was tied for the lead in the final group, kind of squandered it away. Had
Yeah.
some opportunities going down the stretch to get it back, didn't capitalize. And on the last hole, um, hit a bomb, but was in the rough. Ball was sitting up, and he skies it because he gets underneath it, trying to jam a 3 wood up on the green. He was like 250 out, total number, but it was cold and stuff like that. So he was really trying to get as much of it as he could, but didn't come
Yeah.
into fruition. But I guess one of the smaller stories that you probably saw on social media. I don't know about our audience, but one of the guys that was teetering on the back end of their status for DP World Tour, hold out for Eagle on 18
Yeah. I
to
saw that
keep his
crazy
status
stuff.
for the DP World Tour. That was crazy. And I wonder how many people in his group knew. Like, some people want to know, some people don't want to know, but he
Like where
literally,
they stand.
exactly. So I felt like everybody in his group knew, because he ran over, jumped into his caddy's arms, and kind of like celebrated pretty hard. And then his playing companions dapped him up and hugged him. Like, you dap people up on a hole out, and you go back
Right.
about your business. But they dapped him up and kind of like brought it in for like the long hug. Like, I feel like everybody kind of knew the situation. So that
No
I think
doubt.
it's
Which is
I
crazy.
think that was
Which is
good.
great because it always comes when you look at that. Like keeping your status comes down to essentially one shot. So let's say he
Literally.
goes up, has a nice shot, and then just birdies it. He's in a completely different situation. But to hold it out is nuts. and to say and how good these guys are is
Yeah.
also it's just like a whole it's an otherworldly. Um,
Yeah.
Bless you. Not the same level, but I want to talk about it. It's a small. So the other day, I'm playing here in Bangkok. It was like one of the older courses I've played here. Until it's been around for a while, very Parkland old school design. So I ended up getting paired up with a kid, and he's playing from the back. Very like I'm starting on 12. That tells you anything. So they put me out where I start on 12. I meet up with him. He's playing from the back tees. I'm playing kind of middle because you have to show your handicap, and I was just like, I'm cool with this. And it was a windy day. So this kid's really good. I mean, like he's just pouring out everything. And so I asked my caddy, like, hey, how like what's up with this kid? He's really good. And she's like, oh, he's professional. He's professional. So he's walking. I kind of skip between walking and karting it. And I'm like, yeah, homegirl said you're a pro. He laughs, right? Because he's tall. He's a little bit taller. He's like 16 years old. Plays at some international school that was
Mm.
close to this course, and they were on like their fall break or
Fall
whatever
break.
that they would call it over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like he just laughed it off. Really cool kid, really cool kid. But you can just tell like for like folks like that who have like grown up in the game. I mean, like every driver swing looked the same. It was very repeatable. He had a couple squirrely holes, but he's 16 years old. Conditions were actually pretty tough with
Yeah.
the wind that day. But you can tell it was just like dude had another level, even at 16. So
Yeah.
will he probably go play college golf somewhere? Likely. I think
Yeah.
after I counted it, like again, I joined him at 12, and I don't know where he started. I think he started at 10. And like I birdied a hole before he did, and so he kind of gave me the and he went on and like birdied two holes after that. It was kind of like a personal challenge to him. But
Right. He
again,
said bet.
whole
No, no,
no,
no, no, bet.
whole right, whole nother gear there. So yeah. Anyway, so it speaks to how good these guys are. So not surprising. The kid on the DP World Tour got that hole out,
Yeah.
but the fact that he could even challenge for it and make a realistic run says all that you need to know.
Yeah. You should have got his name.
I know. We were just I mean, I know. It's crazy in golf. You run across so many people, but our time in Bangkok is winding down this week, and I should have like asked him if he had socials or anything, but it was a very good conversation. He was asking about life in America. Um, Again, because he goes to this international school,
I'll say he's
he spoke
probably very polite.
great English. Oh, very polite, spoke great English with me, then would speak Thai with the caddies. So well-rounded kid. Wish him luck. So one day when I see him, I will never forget him. But like really nice kid, and I hope the best for him in his future.
Absolutely.
Anyhow, um, your Bank of Utah Championship. You mentioned it already. Beautiful course. They are now sharing this site with the ladies of the LPGA, who they call it the Black Desert Championship. For them, Run Ryu won earlier this year out on that course. This year we get a tour rookie. I'm gonna have to look his name. Michael.
Brennan.
Sorry, Brennan. Third start. Third start on tour.
Yeah.
Dude's long as hell. I mean, I started catching up with it on Saturday. Um, Long off the tee, led in total driving, and prodigious. I mean, I'm pretty sure the story is just went straight from PGA Tour Americas to starting on the PGA Tour. Got a sponsor's exemption into this week, but
Yeah.
clearly took advantage of it. Full status now.
Yeah. 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 Sixth ever player to get a sponsor's exemption and win it. Nick Dunlap did it in the American Express. Patrick Harrington did it in 2015. It's called the Cognizant now, but it was the Honda Classic, back in the Gap. Um, There's some other noticeable names that I don't know why they're slipping my mind now, but yeah, I mean he's in good company. I mean, shoot, you do anything that Nick Dunlap did, and you make it to the
Right.
tour and everything like that, you definitely well off. But yeah, he won 3 times on the PGA Tour America, so he definitely can get it done.
Right.
Another Titleist guy through and through. A real,
I was
not
gonna ask
it's
you, do you they have his what's in the bag. I wasn't able to pretty it up, but you wanna hit his what's in the bag at the end here?
yeah. I saw it. It's actually it's a cool one. It's a cool, quirky little bag. Um, he's got a true like hybrid set of clubs, which is tripped out to me. I mean, it's like it's
I'll
he
pull
goes
it
through
up. Let's just do it.
he goes through 3 separate irons.
Let's see. Can y'all see me? Again, we're doing this kind of janky this week. They finished overnight while I was trying to get some shut eye, so wasn't able to put together our usual. We hadn't done a what's in the like an official what's in the bag in quite some time. We're gonna have to, hopefully, we get some good ones. I mean, we have a lot of first time winners, so
Hmm.
they're scrambling to get these what's in the bags out. So, driver, like you said, Titleist guy, Titleist GT3 9 degrees, the Project X Hazardous Smoke Blue, RDX at 70 Tour X. You were big up in the Hazardous shaft last week, and first thing I thought about is your comments on the Hazardous shaft that we talked about last week. What are your comments on the driver?
Yeah, I mean, not that I really should be in the market for a new driver, but I really do want to get a GT series because just the face is so crazy. It's so crazy hot. So it just it plays in the back of my head. It's like, do I want to get some more distance, some easy stuff? But in the back of my head, I know I need to. I really need to do what I need to do within before I go outward. So, I need
Right.
to get a little bit of better shape, get a little bit more stable before I even talk about doing something stupid with my bag. But
All
um yeah,
right.
it's good. The GT1 is fun. That's his 3 wood. The GT1 is actually like not a re-release, but it's a newer GT. It was the
Mm,
GT2, the GT3, and the GT4, which is like the smaller CC. It's the more compact head. The GT1 has a deeper face. It allows the ball to get up in the air really quick. The weight is more back in the head automatically.
mhm.
Don't really have to do any variances that way. Our rep came through and gave us the rundown on the GT1 series, and that's all the way through the driver, the woods, and the hybrid. All the GT1 plays similar as far as the characteristics go. So, yeah, that's really dope to see. And he's got another. I mean, he's got the hazardous yellow in that, John. I mean, hazardous is a really good
Yeah.
shaft, man. If you have the club head speed to do it, it is a very stable shaft. Like you don't and especially for like your woods, you don't want it to be very whippy and flexy as it is. You want a consistent kick point. You want it to be that way. So, um, yeah, I think it's yeah. He gets into his 3 iron, which is the T150,
T150.
and has a hazardous black driving iron hybrid shaft in it. Um, that's interesting to me because I
Heavy.
feel
That's a
like
is that heavy? Does that feel heavy
yes,
for a
yes,
yes.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um,
105.
but the thing to me is the T150 is still very blade like. It's still a tiny
Hmm.
head. And it's just like it just has it's just 2 degrees stronger. So it's not like the head is bigger and stuff like that. Like you look at a guy like
You're still
JT,
having to hit
JT,
it. Yeah.
right. You still have to hit it out in the middle to get its full capacity. You look at a guy like JT or Speed, they have a full on T200 or T250 as their 3 iron or 4 iron or longer irons like that. and he just has a T150. These young guys, man, they just fearless, bro. It
I
just
mean, and athletes. I mean, the kid is
right,
athletic as all get out.
right, and then but
Like,
then goes to the 4 and 5 iron, and they're the T100. Like
right,
it's crazy.
right,
Like
right. He is not needing the help apparently, right? He
none.
seems to be doing quite fine with these bladed, not necessarily blades, but getting a little bit of technology there. But I mean, you still have to be balling to hit the T100s out of with the 4 and a 5.
Right. And then 6 through 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, he does the 620 CB. Like I just like I really want to get in his head and grasp what we have going on. Like
No, bro, it ain't
what
getting it ain't it is not getting in his head. It's getting in his weight room. I mean, the kid's playing some shit. Like when you just look at that, like I said, that 3 iron shaft, these Project X's. That was the one thing that I always knew about, like the Project X iron shafts.
it's a hard
They
ass
are a
shot.
very, it's a hard shaft. You got to be moving it to get the proper flex out of that thing. You
Even
can't have an off day.
yeah, no, even like I was telling you, even like the Project X loading zone and the LS, which is like the more forgiving, like help you get it up in the air, fly it a little bit higher, a little bit more spin. Even those, very, very, very still hard to hit.
Yeah.
So the guy is a pure on hooper, and he's got and then, he's a part of that new generation that has a Vokey wedge as his pitching wedge. So he does 46,
Which I
50.
love.
Ah,
I love
I don't
I
know,
love this
man.
movement. I love this movement.
I kind of I do want like a compact head for my pitching wedge, but I prefer it to be like a MB or something like that. Like I feel like a full on Vokey wedge is like it's too tiny. Like I feel like I'd be
If
losing yardage.
if you're off, I will say this. So I've talked about it. I talked about it. I think in my What's in the Bag last year is that I put in the specialty PXG pitching wedge. I
Yeah.
think at 47 had it been to 47. You're correct, right? So if you're not playing well, you feel it, and it's like
Yeah.
it exposes you and your game at that time. Because to me, I like a smaller. I've always liked a smaller head since our early days of the what is it, the Mach Speed irons from Nike.
Yeah.
Um,
The chunk
Love
chunks.
those chunky chunk, but it looked like a shovel, and I did not like it. I knew from that point
Mm-mm.
on that I needed because I started with blades. My first set of clubs was a gifted set of blades from our uncle, and I liked the way that they looked, and so I've gotten smaller top lines as we've gone along. But like you said, some days when you do not have it, you don't want that club in your bag. And so I
No.
eventually rolled back to the stock P790 pitching wedge in my set from a confidence standpoint. And with all the travel, I'm not playing as frequently as I would have wanted. And I don't know, it always keeps golf fresh too when I'm only playing a couple rounds per week. But again, my game isn't as sharp as certain times of my life when I've been able to play 3, 4 times a week. It's
Yeah.
just different. And so, yeah, that extra head definite pause helps out when you're not playing as well as you could be if you're not playing as frequently or getting to practice as much. But I like it for the pros. I mean, I
Yeah.
totally understand why they do it.
Yeah. He's got a Project X shaft in it, so he definitely plays it like an iron. So he knows what he's
Hmm.
doing. Then in S400s and the 50, 54, and his 60-degree wedge works K grind, which is low bounce. It's super wide. You can play it around the greens, open it up. Same thing. It's got like three different levels you can have it on that 60 degrees. So yeah. It's a real special club, that 60 degree. And then you go
Hmm.
into his putter, and it's tour use only, of course. It's a Scotty T
Yeah, that's
7.2 with
you
a
used to never see
custom,
alignment lines like that.
right. That's a custom alignment. And that's like kind of
Toulon.
similar. Yeah, very similar to the Toulon. That's what I was thinking immediately when I saw it. But the plumber's neck is definitely really growing on me, and I think we've talked about that as well.
Yes.
But yeah, just another easy way for you to line it up and go straight back, straight through, especially if you a more physics and scientific guy. It just is super easy, for you to keep that online instead of, being a little bit more artistic with the slant neck and a little bit more toe balancing. So yeah, it's a real sweet looking club, and it's got like that I mean, I'm looking at it on IG. It looks like it's like a darker gunmetal gray, but not quite blacked out. But
Mm,
the one you're showing, it looks black. Am I lying? Am
yeah.
I tripping?
No, it looks black on here. Um, it doesn't look very much. Yeah, I don't see much gunmetal in that. It looks straight black to me.
Yeah. And
On IG, does it mention what ball he's playing?
the Pro V,
Pro V1X or just the straight Pro V?
just a straight Pro V.
Crazy.
There you have it. Michael
There you
Brennan's
got it.
What's in the Bag.
Improvise what's in the bag. Last, anything else from the Bank of Utah Championship? I mean, I would love for this event to get a little. I mean, it had a few people. We saw some. We saw Max Homa. Jason Day was out there. Any other notable
Yeah.
names that you saw that popped out?
Sahith came back from congrats to him. And Juju, he officially tied that down, went ahead and proposed in Hawaii and then made the trip over to Utah to play. Um, I think that was a cool deal for him to propose to his girl on like a little vacation and then come over and play. And he played pretty
Yeah.
well. A little bit, it's a fall series event. He's still exempt, so it was pretty stress free for him. I was gonna mention Max Homa, but you took the words right out of my mouth. Just
Oh,
good to see
Billy
him
Billy
playing.
Horschel. Sorry.
Anyways, no. Anyways, Brent Snedeker was 15 under
Shut up.
T9.
Brent needs to get some reps under his belt. I think a lot of his exemptions are going to start to fade here in the next couple of years. So
Yeah, he's gonna start doing the Zach Johnson route, and I don't want to compare Brent Snedeker to Zach Johnson, but he's gonna start doing a bunch of past winners exemptions and career money exemptions and stuff like that, which is fine because I think he's still got some years left of good golf. He's not, he's mid 40s, something like that, right?
yeah,
I don't think he's old.
he's not, but he's had a lot of injuries. I think neck stuff, right? That's pretty impactful to your
Yeah,
playing ability. So 44, Brent Snedeker.
yeah, mid 40s. Still got some years before he needs to get ready for the old man's tour if it's still going on that long from now. Let's see. Patton Gazire, he's starting to get on that list of people I just don't like to see anywhere near
Right.
the TV
A
screen.
golf course. Yeah.
Just a weirdo, bro. Like it's just you a grown ass man and you can't control your emotions, bro. Like I don't know, man.
Even
I'm not a fan.
looks like my guy Alex Noren even teed it up, barely missing the
He
cut
did.
by a couple strokes. I don't know, man. Dude struggles stateside. Like he
He
balls out in Europe. I
yeah.
just think he needs to stay on the DP. I think that's better suited for him. It just feels more like home. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what happened. Francesco Molinari was here. Torbjornsen was here. Torbjornsson Olesen was here.
Hmm.
Joe Damon got cut. Rafael Campos got cut.
Matt
Man,
Wallace cut. Ryan
yeah,
Palmer is also in that line of guys that are just hanging on by a shred for the
yeah,
again. I think, but I wake up. I wasn't able to stay up all night. I needed some level of sleep to
right,
watch the Brennan kid win, but went into the final round with the lead. The youth movement is in full effect. If you are not, these kids are not scared. They're going to come out. They're going to go, fire down the course. The courses are they cannot. That's why we need to really continue talking about course design, and it just can't be long. That's no longer going to suffice for beating the modern game. You got to grow the
right.
rough up. You have to tighten the fairways,
Yeah,
because otherwise they're just like, oh, I can go bomb it. If I end up in this little, primary cut of rough, I'm fine, and
yeah,
I'm, really close to the hole with the wedge in my hand. So
yeah. You really got to get
yeah,
into some brain games. You do,
yeah.
you do, you
So
do.
what does 350 do if there's a dog leg at 300, right? You got to start trying to fly it and do crazy stuff. You can
Yeah,
out design the length. It doesn't have to just make the fairways longer. We see this. It's perfect because I saw an amateur guy, complaining about certain courses that get all the hype but don't necessarily live up to it, and he
hmm,
mentioned Harbor Town as one that was, super tight, not fun for me as an amateur. Which, I mean, you put me on golf is golf to me. I'm gonna have fun regardless. But he just
yeah,
seemed like he was dreading it. But yeah, Harbor Town is tight. You're not able to take driver. That course in India that they played on the DP World Tour the other day, not able to. You're not pulling driver the most of the
yeah,
week. So I mean, there's ways around the modern athlete and to make them use their brain and not just their brawn to defeat courses. Just
yep.
it's not that complicated.
I agree.
should should we talk about uh Dan Rappaport and his not so hot takes? That the talking about the course design made me think about him actually making some sane takes online for the first time, and he did
Yeah,
mention the
making
tree
some
thing,
actual
which we
sense.
right, which we just talked about that a couple weeks ago. That it's a shame that all these old trees are coming out of courses and just kind
Yeah,
of opening them all up, and I don't know what that adds to the course itself. It looks great on TV per se, but otherwise it seems like a waste.
yeah. We can.
So I mean, I don't remember the takes specifically, but
Um,
they were so
let me see if
normal.
I.
I mean,
Uh,
they were
I
not
feel,
enraging.
let me see if I can get to them real quick. I didn't
Okay.
really, yeah, I didn't really feel like anything was eye opening. Chat, we went through so many like gambling reels and stuff like that, and the NBA is in turmoil. I got to scroll for a little bit. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Um,
I'm gonna pull it up on.
I finally made it back. And then the funny thing is, he says, "Get off my lawn."
Oh yeah, he's trying to be funny, but he's a lame-o, bro.
Okay, so first take was no gimmies, understood, and
We've
any
been
kind of
we've been said that. Go. We
been
got
said
a
that,
we got a video about that like 2 years ago.
right? That is just understood. If it's anything for bread, there's no gimmies. If it's anything with the homies, it's no gimmies. If I'm playing something casual with some randoms and they like slap my ball away or something like that, okay, I guess. But
Right. 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 I
every
don't
other
know.
time,
Even
I'm
then, I try. Even then, I try to set the tone and finish out putts like early on in the round. If it's a rando,
exactly.
like
Yep.
keep your putter off my ball. I'm gonna set the tone that I'm finishing out every hole.
Yeah. And honestly, I think I don't know, bro. It's not even really a take. That's not even like really a hot take, but I just feel like it's annoying dealing with flag in, flag out. But
Mm.
like I don't know, bro. I feel like it should be flag out, bro. But people done got lazy, bro. People done got lazy. They don't want
Yeah,
to. They
no,
don't want to
no.
take it
Take the flag
out.
out. Take that damn flag out. It. I don't even know. I don't feel like I even replay properly.
Statistically, right? Statistically, you have a better chance and more hole circumference of the putt dropping. No flag. Just to
Yes.
let y'all know. So yeah. Rappaport's number 2 point. No pros and amateur events. Again, very obvious stuff because there's obviously levels to this shit. Once you get to the
Yes.
pro level and you've done this for 8 hours out of the day as your job,
Job.
it doesn't
If
matter
you
if
if you've made
ooh,
money as a professional, you've been a professional.
right. Even
Just
if you were,
say
yeah, even if you were a lousy pro, you still were good enough to be a pro. So don't take that
you're
joy. You're taking a spot away. It's just like what we talk about with all these college kids, the PGA Tour U and stuff like that. If there's spots available, put them in there. But like, we're not going to take hard-earned amateur spots from some guy from Spokane, Washington, just to let Wesley Bryan get back into the amateur status
right,
to
right.
play
Who's
mid-am.
who's
Come on, bro.
who's a dang podiatrist Monday through Friday,
Right.
and it just wants to play golf and at a competitive level, but he's been an amateur all his life, right?
Yeah.
Never pursued it, So I don't know. That's weird. Colt knows you're whack for that. All
Yeah.
the people that are doing this, super whack.
Very. Point number 3, no long putters. Again, not out of the realm of crazy, very pedestrian take, but yeah,
I feel like it was. This has been a long year. I feel like it was just earlier this year we were talking about Bernard Longer again, and
yeah,
had people fighting with us in the comments. We've been against the long putter. I fully agree with that. It's a skill.
right.
Putting is a skill. It should not be.
A
That's
crutch.
one thing that should not be democratized and give people who have the yips any kind of advantage. That includes Minji Lee, even though you could tell she's not anchoring. It just gives you a fulcrum to swing, hold one, arm solid, and then swing through. Versus a traditional putting stroke involves both hands, both arms. I think those long putters should be taken out.
Agreed. I think you should set a certain length, like, 38, 39, or whatever. The closest thing you should have to that is the arm lock. And even then, I think it's still very, I mean, again, very touch and go.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather you be an arm lock guy because you got guys like Matt Kuchar who's still shit putter. So I think you can much rather you can for sure still do that. I can give you that.
Right.
But yeah, Adam Scott, I'm sorry, I love you, but you need to put that lab putter down and go ahead on and get with the times, my brother. Um, Point number 4 was the tree point, as we talked about. Cutting down all these historical trees, dumb. Nobody said anything and was talking noise on the parkland courses that we have. It's just that
Right.
we're just saying that that's not the only kind of course and only kind of mental, gymnastic that these people need to do is fight trees. There's definitely a lot of space for link style courses and these courses along the coast about a win and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
no need to cut down woodland courses, parkland
Right.
courses. Don't do that. Keep those the same and just change the rough, change the length out of courses, and change lines that these people need to fly. Make them actually think of the
Right.
course through.
Tighten up greens.
Right. Very, very again, very obvious punts. Um, last point from Dan Rappaport was no cut events stink. And they do. I mean, I get it.
Right. Right.
There is no like, it makes you not have like that same amount of hunger and want to if you know you're gonna get some guaranteed bread out of it. You know,
Right.
I get a free week. I got to work on some things. If I go T58 or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm still getting 200 grand out of it, plus sponsor money and stuff like that. So yeah, again, not even really a bad take, but probably on the. I think that's probably the most controversial point take that he had out of the five, and that's just because people are going to be like, well, what's it got to do with you? You're not playing in it. Why are you worried about somebody else's money? But I get
It's
it.
it's the fact, the punishment of being able to go to an event and not play well enough where you just go home with no check. That's the
Exactly.
pressure of golf. Like, you can't tell me. So, like, going back to Alex Noren at the Bank of Utah Championship, he went 67, solid first round, 74. You can't tell me
Right.
that in the final holes of that 74, he wasn't trying to scramble to make that cut, knowing that he was in a position to have done so. And
Right.
kind of the pressure was on. The man
Yeah.
finishes with 5 bogeys on the back nine,
Damn.
en route to that 74. You can't tell me that's not pressure of needing to make this cut and get a check. Is he hurting for
Yeah.
money? No. He's won twice this year on the DP World Tour. But you don't want to go home for nothing. So
Wasted trip.
the cuts are the cuts are super important, bro.
You think he
Um
you think he gets
go ahead.
into I think he gets into whatchamacallit. He probably gonna make the trip and just make the Sanderson Farms or whatever, which is like next
Are you talking
week.
about for the DP World Tour?
No, Alex Thorne.
Yeah, we know he plays like all the fucking time. Pardon the
Oh
language.
no, my fault.
He's not
They're
in.
off for Halloween, and then it's
Yeah, I think
World
right now the ladies are the only ones playing
this week.
this week. Yeah, because DP World Tour is off for a week.
Yeah. So they had so PGA schedule coming up. Worldwide Technology in Mexico, Butterfield, Bermuda, that very next week, and then the very next week is RSM, and then they have the Hero World Golf Challenge, and then that's it for them. So yeah, maybe he is headed back to get ready for um
End
the
of the
little
DP
Dubai
World Tour.
series. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go get your money.
Yeah, truly,
Let's see.
because he's gonna have a week
Even
off
the
to child.
even the old men are taking 2 weeks off. They don't play again
Yeah,
until
yeah, I talked about
mid
that last
November.
week. It's so
Yeah,
stupid.
which is
That's their
crazy.
championship. Y'all for sure need to get that over with because it gets cold and y'all don't play in the cold. Come on, bro.
And they're playing in Phoenix. It gets cold in Phoenix too. Don't be
Exactly.
mistaken. I mean that, yeah, it's December is their kind of prime season when it's not as hot, but it can get cold. You can have some cold days in Phoenix.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Stay woke.
Um. Anyway, but yeah, Steve Alker dominated the Simmons Bank. I think he ended up
Yeah.
winning by like seven strokes
Yeah.
or something like that. He's
BTA.
like he is likely to win the Charles Schwab again. The old man tour is so uncompetitive and unserious. Like you said, just wrap that shit up.
I don't know how Steers. I mean, again, proves how hard it is to win out there because Stuart Sink, the young man on the block, you would think he would try to run away with this shit, but Miguel Angel Jimenez had a better season than him. Steve Alker has clearly had a better season than him. He done slid to third in the in
Yeah,
the uh in the rankings. He 300,000 points behind or something like that
it,
now.
it's kind of like the return to the Korn Ferry tour. You got to go shoot low every
You gotta
week
go
on the.
low. It's 3 weeks. It's 3 days.
Yeah,
Now they
right. It's a
championship probably
sprint.
gonna be four. They championship got to be 4 days. It's got to be. Hopefully it is. You would think it would be.
If is that's the confirmation, right? If they cannot go 4 days for the championship, shut
Come
it
on,
down,
bro.
bro.
Right. I think this needs to be a situation where Stewart Sink, Steve Alker gonna win a year in, and then Stewart Sink needs to like make a statement and win like the event. Kind of like what Tiger
Yeah,
did in 18. He didn't win the whole
yeah.
thing, but he won the year end title and then go in and get some momentum going forward for next year. I mean, he said he's full on committed to the Champions Tour, so he needs to make
No,
it
no,
known.
no more stints doubling back to the PGA Tour.
I don't think so. He's gonna do some very limited like sponsor exempts and stuff, but he said him and the wife said we're on the Champions Tour and we're gonna make it our home. He's been in
That's
interviews talking
cool.
about it too. So yeah, I think it's a cool deal. I think him and Ernie Els and all them other guys and Chad Campbell made the leap. He's
Mm.
50. He's like 50 or 51. So he's got
Chad Chad Cam-
some
Chad Campbell, yeah, he's about to ready to get kicked out of the PGA Tour because I'm getting
yeah,
these
for
young
sure.
guys.
Yeah, and then crazy enough, JJ Henry, he's 52. He's 50 as well.
Shut up.
Swear. He was in a couple of events over the summer. Did he do
Now
well?
I'm
I don't
starting to
know.
feel old. Now I'm starting
Man,
to feel
hush.
old, bro. Because these are all guys that were like it on the PGA Tour. Like when back a couple sites ago, watching the Byron Nelson in Dallas, I followed like JJ Henry for like half a round.
Yeah, Fort
Solid
Worth
golfer,
born.
man.
Yeah,
TCU guy.
yeah, Fort Worth guy. So yeah, I believe it.
All
Also,
right, y'all.
um,
Go ahead.
just wanted to point it out to y'all. There is as born and raised area Dallas sites, I just wanted to let y'all know there is a very stark difference between people from Fort Worth and people from Dallas. I just wanted to let y'all know that. Don't you group,
It's two different worlds.
it is two different worlds. Don't you group those Fort Worthians in with those Dallasites. Don't you do it. Just wanted to
Never.
say, please don't.
I hadn't looked at the Mav score since we started.
We
Are
won.
we getting our first victory? Okay, cool.
We did. We,
On the
we the
they
team
had the
we should have
classic.
beat.
They had the classic Mavs with the cowboy hat out for the 45th
Yeah.
anniversary. So shout out to
Listen,
them.
listen. I might have to go ahead on and cop. I need that. I might, and it might just have. It's either going to be a flag or it's going to be an Irving, but it's going to be that classic green. I'm gonna have
Oh,
to.
it's so good. It never gets old. They could go back to that to
Timeless.
me for like full time, and I'd be fine.
Truly, I'd be okay with it. No, 100%, hundred
Whole
percent, bro.
season. Look at us, making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah,
Winding down the season. I'll have content from Malaysia this week at the LPGA event. I will be out there for sure.
yeah,
It'll be a fun event. It looks like they got damn near. I think the only person of note that is not showing up is Nelly Corda. It's a lot of
yeah.
big names, so I'm looking forward to that and seeing it in person. And I'm about to get my solar gear out, where
Get your
the little
sleeves.
hoodie and all that
Yeah.
stuff that keep my neck out of the sun. So we're gonna do
Yeah.
it and enjoy it. Um, Again, we hadn't fully gotten down to a show where we got to go full filler content. So thanks for rocking with us. We appreciate it. We know it is different during football season to catch it live. There's a lot going on at this time of year. Halloween coming up, so we appreciate y'all.
Thanks for
Bearder Bros
sticking
Golf
with us.
Show. Absolutely. Bearder Bros Golf Show. I'm Rod.
I'm Marcus.
Holler at y'all next week.